polynomials. So today's lesson, the good news is that you've actually seen this before. So it's a bit of a review, but of course we need to take the time to, review a couple of things. The first one being vocabulary. So just a friendly reminder about some terminology here. So this is what we call a polynomial. It just means that you have multiple terms. So each one of these items between your subtraction and addition signs, those are terms. So here in orange I have term 1, term 2, and term 3. Within those terms, we have, of course, more vocabulary lurking, right? The numbers in front of your variables, which the variables are the x's, right? And x's they can be, or just the letters, but x's in this example, they can be raised to exponents, which are those little numbers that are going to be up there. I made that look like an 11. Let me fix that. But remember, when you don't write or you don't see an exponent, we know that that's going to be a 1. And so the variables, those are our letters. They have exponents on them. Even if you don't see it, we know it's a 1. And then we have something called coefficients, right? The coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables. So an 8 in front of the x squared, and we could think of this as a -5 in front of x. And then whenever you have a number that's just hanging out by themselves, we call that the constant. So there is a constant here as well. So to begin the school year, we talked about the idea of combining like terms. And so we talked about how like terms have the same variable, aka letter, right, raised to the same exponent. You could also say the same power. So what we did originally, and you notice I'm calling this option 1, this is, I'm going to say, the old school way that we looked at it at the beginning of the year. So this is what I showed you. We would identify and group, so to speak, like terms. So we would see, okay, what terms have the same variable to the same power, and then we would put those terms together using their coefficients. And so here I've color-coded, but we did lots of things. We would circle, we would put boxes around, triangles, squiggly lines, all sorts of different ways, just to show which items were the same or like terms. And so here in green, these are our x squared terms. The double line pink, those are our x terms, so just a single x to a power of 1 because we don't see that power. And then we have the constants, which I've circled in blue. And so what we do here is we combine using the sign in the middle. So this plus sign tells us that we're going to add our like terms together. So we just take 3 plus -7, and we get -4. When you put that in the calculator, we won't put the variables, right? We're just going to use the numbers. So 3 plus -7 gives us -4. -2 plus -4 gives us -6 or a -6. And 1 plus 5 gives us a +6, so write that as a +5, and that would be our answer. That's as far as we could go. Remember, this is an expression, something that we talked about before. This is what you have before we introduced the equal to sign, which would make us, be looking at an equation, and that's when we would have to solve for x. But that's not what the goal is for this unit. Especially here at the beginning, we're doing a lot of simplifying. We're going kind of back to the basics here, combine like terms. So I wanted to present you another way of looking at what we've done here. And so I know that some of us, we love this about math, and some of us hate this about math, that there's two different, or really many more, but multiple ways to do the same thing and achieve the same answer. And so I wanted to present you with another option today for how to solve one of these simplify problems or find the equivalent expression problems, because this is equivalent to this. It's just a rewrite. Okay, it's us simplifying. Instead of having all of these terms separately written this way, we've combined them. So these two things are completely equal to one another. It's just another way of writing it. But to generate this, let's say that all of this working from left to right and the color coding and the lines and all that, it's just a little too busy for you, and you want a different way to help you stay organized. This is another option. So what we can do is set ourselves up, and I'll take this one actually from scratch for you guys. So we can set up, essentially think of it as a column Am I frozen?